Ahoy and welcome back once again to the channel. For those of you new here, my name's Gary. I like watches. If you're here watching this, you probably like watches too. And if you do, smash that subscribe button. And if you enjoy this video, caress that like button and maybe tickle the bell notifications icon as well so you don't miss out on future uploads. And if you like watches, you probably like discovering new watches. And a couple of weeks ago, I was on Instagram and I saw an advert for a watch and I did a proper double take. I sort of scrolled past it and then immediately scrolled back up to have a proper good look. And yeah, I was instantly drawn towards this watch. I got in touch with the brand owner and the brand owner has very kindly sent me a watch to show you in this video. Now this brand has been around for about 6 years and there are a couple of videos on YouTube featuring their watches, but to the watch community on YouTube I think it's a largely unknown brand, and they've just launched a version 2 of a really quite awesome all stainless steel sports watch. The version 1 is actually a GMT powered by the Miyota 9075, but for this new version 2 they've upgraded the finishing, they've changed the bracelet and the case a little bit, and now they're just using the Miyota 9015 for a sort of general purpose all stainless steel sports watch with an integrated bracelet. Very cool dials. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail on these dials, but initially I was just drawn to the shape of the watch, the overall look, the design, the finishing. It was clear that there was going to be a lot of polishing and brushing on this watch, and yeah, there is. The finishing is actually really quite impressive. I've had a look at their website. They actually sell some tourbillon watches, some watches with sort of color changing dials, which are pretty cool, some handless watches. They use some really interesting materials for their dials: mother of pearl, meteorite, silver and gold leaf. And the dials in these watches are made by a factory in Japan called Momentum Factory Ori. That factory has been around for quite some time and it specializes in patinaing effects on brass and copper. I'm probably not going to explain this very well, but these dials aren't made using paint. I think they use different chemicals to enhance and speed up the patina effect on brass and copper, and you end up with these really cool sort of colorful dials. And on a couple of the watches they've added some gold leaf, so you are going to pay a little bit extra for those watches, but it's just a really cool dial. Very different, very unusual. I'm always interested to see watches with different and unusual dials, and yeah, this is the first time I've seen a dial made by this Japanese factory in this particular way, and that's why you've got Ori on the dial. It's a sort of nod to the factory in Japan that makes the dials, although these watches or this brand is based in Hong Kong. They've teamed up with this factory in Japan to produce these dials. So I was keen to see the dial, but I was also keen to see this watch because of the case, the bracelet, the finishing. I'm really into that sort of stuff. It's a bit weird. I like to refinish vintage Seiko and Citizen watches, so I'm always interested to see watches like this that have, well, a lot of different facets and corners, different types of finishing. There's a little bit of bead blasting on this case, actually, on the bezel. I do tend to grumble when watches have 3 types of steel finishing, but on this particular occasion, I don't think it looks bad at all. And actually, I don't know how you would have finished those little insets if it wasn't for this sort of matte bead blasted finish. The bracelet is seriously impressive. There's a lot of taper on it. It's an integrated bracelet, but it feels like a quality bracelet. In fact, when this watch turned up, I was quite surprised at the weight of this watch. There's plenty of spare links or additional links. I think it goes up to roughly 22 centimeters. The links are quite substantial. They're solid. There's screw pins. You've got a butterfly clasp, and thankfully they have incorporated into the bracelet a couple of slightly smaller links, which is basically their way of allowing you to get a a sort of micro adjustable fit. It's not an on-the-fly adjustment system, but with a different combination of links, you should be able to get a pretty much perfect fit. The rest of the specifications are decent as well. I've said it already, Myoto 9015, so 28,800 beats per hour. You've also got a custom rotor, which you can see because there's an exhibition case back, 2 pieces of sapphire crystal, AR coating on the underside of the front facing crystal, screw down case back, screw down crown, 100 meters of water resistance. This is a limited production unit, so they're only making 200 of this particular model, and they are numbered on the case back. Very nice lume filled applied indices on that dial, triple facet hands with a mix of brushing and polishing, partly skeletonized. Beautifully framed date window at the 6 o'clock. I really like the bezel. It's a very strong feature of this watch, isn't it? You've got those cutouts and then some polished facets, and the top surface is brushed. It's sort of longitudinal brushing, so it goes top to bottom, north to south. The case is pretty cool. Lots of flat facets and corners. The corners aren't super sharp. And yeah, I've zoomed in and the watch looks overall impeccably well finished, although I will point out a small imperfection on the hour hand. You can't really see it unless you're looking at this watch through a macro lens, but I always like to zoom in to have a proper good look to see how well these watches are made. That's a little bit disappointing, but it's a fairly minor thing, and it is basically the only thing I can find on this watch that I can complain about. So yeah, I'm not going to go too hard on them for that. What else is there? A BGW9, the lume is pretty good. Double-ended quick release spring bars as well in the bracelet. I'll tell you what I have forgotten to mention. I've got a discount code for you. It's not an affiliate discount code, so I don't earn anything if you guys use this discount code, but it's going to give you 12% off. I think it works on anything on their website, and you will get upgraded to free DHL delivery. So the version 1, I'm going to give you the price for the version 1 because I still think people might be interested in that watch. Housing the Myoto 9075, I think this is a pretty good price. You can get that watch for £446. I'll put some conversions on the screen. Of course, I haven't handled that watch, but if it's anything like this, I suspect it's going to be pretty impressive. In fact, I might try and get one of those in on the channel in the near future. There's 2 different prices for this version 2. The cheaper ones without the gold leaf on the dial are £466 with that discount, and of course you're going to pay a little bit more for the watches with the gold leaf. Always nice to discover new brands and new watches, isn't it, guys? Let me know what you think of this watch and their video in the comments section. Be gentle, guys.